So hey guys, what's up? NPS3D here and welcome back again. So after a long I am making a private tutorial for only for Patreon and YouTube Pro members. So if you really want to create these types of sci-fi stuff, so this tutorial will help you a lot. The main core concept started from here. So I was testing and this is the first output which I posted, and after that I was able to create something like this, and on the third time I was able to create this one, and this looks amazing. I got multiple comments, and that was literally I love it. So after this I try to compose this onto my live shot, and for animating the movement just like a breathing, this is a very simple step. I will explain you that also. I will open this project and I will break it down how you can create this, how I set up this scene also. And after that I was doing some experiment and I created this one. So I hope this tutorial will help you a lot, and without any more delay, let's get started the video. So here I am using Blender, and if I will go to the splash screen, you can see I'm using 3.1.0 and this is the default scene. So I will simply select light and camera and I will delete it, and this is default cube, and I will try to manipulate this. So first, the code concept is to create a stone or sci-fi stone, just like the output you just like the base shape which you want to create. So if you want to create a circular effect or spherical effect, just delete this one and try with sphere. I'm going to use the cube, so I will select the cube and I will try to first manipulate the shape. So I want a longer stone, so I will simply select it, press SZ and scale it in a Z direction actually. Control A to apply the scale, and the next step will be simply select it, press tab to go inside the edit mode, and here is an option called knife tool, and if you select and hold, you will find a new tool called bisect, and if you press space and search here, you will also find this tool called bisect. And actually this tool allow you to cut your geometry. So I will simply press tab and search bisect. The effect only works when you selected your geometry. So I'll press A to select everything and search bisect over here and just simply drag it. So you can see it's dragging the line, and this line will cut your geometry into two parts. So I'll leave it, and you will see a tool also over here. So here I will use clear outer, so it will clear the outer part. This option will fill the gap, and I just need to repeat the steps again and again. So I'll press A to select everything again, search bisect and just try to cut this like this way. Select again, just cut it, select again, cut it, select again, cut it, select again and cut it, select again and cut it from top, select again and cut it again, select again, and let's try to cut it. So let's suppose I created this shape, and to make it more workable, I will simply select everything and search with spacebar and type merge and merge by distance, and here is I can just increase the number. So what it will actually try to merge the vertices with the range. So this looks okay for me, maybe. And the next step is go inside the geometry node and just right click join area and collapse this, and I will rename this to bubbles, and I will just simply click on this button called new, and but before that I can go here and enable the cavity and increase the values, and select this, click on this button called new, and this is the geometry node. And don't hesitate if you did not ever use geometry node. Now I will just simply add a node called extrude mesh and just plug it here, and this will actually extrude all the faces here. If you want to extrude the edges, you can also do, and you can scale it if you want, but in this case I want faces. And after that I will add one more node called scale elements, and this is actually scale the elements, but in this case I want to scale only the faces. So here is an option called selection, and here is a selection top and side faces. So I will select the top because I want to control the top scale, and I will just down it. So you can see we are getting something, right? So first I will just down the scale of this and increase this value. Perfect. Then I will just duplicate this extrude mesh, shift D and duplicate and plug it here, and this will extrude everything after this node. And again I will scale instance and control shift D and duplicate and plug it here, and just select the top selection tool, top into the selection, and I can control it. So with shift I can go very subtle, you can see, and with this scale I can control everything, you can see. So now I can add one more node called subdivision surface and plug it here, and just increase the levels to 2, and then again play with the offset, because this value we can also add a key and animate these values, and this will look like this is breathing, you can see. With these two values, I mean this one extrude mesh and this one. So like this will shrink and this will also shrink. Then again I will animate these, and after that I will animate these, and this will create the illusion of breathing, right? You can see. So once you are happy, just leave this and let's find out and let's add some texturing. So first create a base. So I'll press A to go to the front, shift A and create a plane, scale it, Control A to apply the scale, ZZ to make it down, and just press tab to go inside the edit mode, press 2 to select the edge, E, Z to extrude it, and just select this edge and Control B to bevel it, and with middle mouse button I can just simply add multiple edge loops, right click set smooth, and select and create a frame with your eye. Press Shift A and create a camera, and Control Alt and 0 we can create a frame. Press N, go to the view, lock camera, and go to the output and make it 1200 by 1200. Control S to save. And maybe I can just change the focal length of camera to 85 mm, which we can change also later, but for now this looks good for me. Uncheck the camera, go to the layout, go to the camera view, and just create a split view from here. Just T to hide this menu, and this will be the camera view. Go here and change it to the rendered mode, and also go to the render menu and change it to the cycle and make it to the GPU, and enable denoise and make it 32. First we'll try to add environment lighting, so I will go to the environment tab, and even if I want I can add a color here, but I want a proper HDRI, so I will click on this color button and add a environment texture and open a HDRI. So maybe I will use this one. Let's try to see this one, or maybe this one, blue, and I can go to the shade geometry node editor again, and here you can see we want a shade smooth, which we usually select object and do shade smooth. You can see you can also do it from here, but on the node menu you can just simply search shift A and add set shade smooth and plug it here, and this will do the job. This will do your job. I'll select the plane, ground plane GZ, to make it more down. And now let's select the object and go to the shader editor, and on here I can just simply change the color, and this will be our glass material. And I'll go to the shader editor geometry node editor again, and even the material is already applied on the object, I will add a one more node called set material and plug it here, and then I will add a glass. And this is the proper way to add texturing when you are using geometry node inside Blender. So go back to the shader editor, and now let's correct and let's do what you want. So I will just down the roughness to make it glossy, and increase the transmission to make it like a gloss, and I'll just change the color saturation to little like blue or maybe like this color, and then I will simply add a node called Musgrave texture and plug this height into the transmission and change this FBM to rigid multifractal. Then I will add a Voronoi texture and plug the color into the vector. And if I'll place Ctrl Shift and click on this Musgrave texture, I can see what's going on. So first I'll make the F1 into smooth, and then I can just just scale down, and if I will add a color ramp effect, and increase this value. So basically I am creating a mask, one for the black value and one for the white value, and this way I can create a separation, which part will be like a glass and which part will not be a glass. So if I will select the principal BSDF and press Ctrl Shift and click, so now you can see the black part. I think the white part is glass and the black part is not a glass. So Control T to enable node wrangler. Make sure to go inside the edit preferences and enable node wrangler. And here I can just rotate these things. You can see we are rotating. And here with this value I can move it. This looks good. I can play with the scale even more if I want. This looks good. Now I can play with the position, and then I can maybe play with the rotation. So if you want, you can also play more with these values, but yeah, this is the common way to just create some part glass and some part not a glass. And I can enable the roughness value if I want, and I can just make this green, little green, or maybe make it like this blue. I can just down the strength 0.5 and go here to the world properties and just, so let's add a gamma node here and make it 2. Looks good for now. Then I can go to the 3D viewport and I can press shift A and add a light. This will be area light ZZ to make it top, increase the size. Light strength maybe 1000 watt, and I can go to the world properties again and make it 0.2. And if you want, you can just add the light color different. So for adding a hard light inside the glass, what I did, I added a point light inside this and just change the color of light to something like a green, or just boost the intensity like this, and you can see what's happening. And maybe I can go into the world properties and go to the shader editor, and here I can add a hue and saturation node and down the saturation to 0. I can also do this. And maybe I can add a brightness and contrast node to maybe add some contrast into the scene. Select the light and maybe change the color to like a green, or maybe orange, or maybe purple, or a blue, whatever which you want, you can just do it. So let's suppose I want like this color, or maybe I don't know, maybe this color looks cool. I can select this, go to the geometry node editor again, or maybe shader editor, and make it object. And on transmission roughness, I can add some roughness. And on the base color, I can maybe change the color to like red. Like this too. And again, I can go to the geometry node editor, and here I can play all the values. You can see what's happening over here. So if you want, you can just press I and add keyframe and just animate all the values, this one and this one, to make this breathing animation. Change the area light to something like little warmer. Don't know, maybe add a shader for the background texture, and maybe I can make it dark if I want, and if I want, I can make it metallic and down the roughness so it will be reflective. But it's totally up to you what you want to do. And for your convenient, I'm going to open our project which I did. So if I'll select this and go inside the geometry node editor. Here you can see I just added key to animate this, and I added only one loop, and then in the After Effect I did all the multiple times animation. And here you can see, and for the lighting you can see I added one light from the top, one from this direction, one here, and one from this direction. And I also added the one environment map. Select this, you can see I just added two extrude mesh and two scale instance. And here you can see I added the light inside the bubble, and if I'll animate you can see clearly. So hope this tutorial will help you, and I will also provide this project file which you can explore more or just follow the steps. And if you're stuck anywhere, just leave me a message and I will help you. So this is it for now, and in future I will do more tutorials for you. And if you have any specific thing, just ping me and I will try to make that too. So thanks for watching this tutorial, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.